All right, let's look at lesson 3 in chapter 3, two-digit dividends. Today we're on page 169 looking at this lesson. Today for the lesson, you're going to want to have out your resource guide and lined paper. So pause the video right now, get out both the resource guide and your lined paper. Okay, have those ready. As we look at this lesson, we have a couple of vocabulary words as we're learning how to divide using long division. So it says the dividend is the number that is being divided. The divisor tells you how many groups. So we have 36 divided by 3. 36 is my dividend, 3 is my divisor. You can also see the division problems 36 divided by 3 written like this. 36 divided by 3, where the dividend is still the 36, but now the divisor, the 3, is on the outside of this division symbol. Okay, when you see a problem set up with this division symbol, you know you need to do some long division. Okay, now the result or the answer of a division problem is called the quotient. So we have our dividend divided by our divisor, and I'm going to write that. Dividend divided by divisor on the outside is your quotient. That's your answer. Okay. Now, what I'd like you to do is I want you to take your resource guide and I want you to open it up to page 10. It's kind of hard to see the page number. Okay, the page number is kind of stuck in the crease. But this is our steps to long division. Okay. And with this, I want you on this page, on the lined page right next door, so make sure you're on the divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. I want you on this page to please rewrite what we just put in our book. We're going to take, so start on the second line, write dividend, start over a little bit, put your division symbol, okay, then divisor on the outside, and on top, quotient, because our quotient is the answer. Okay, our dividend is the number we're dividing, the divisor is what we're dividing it by. Okay, then we're going to use some steps to long division. Now they're written out here for you nice and neat on this page. You'll notice at the bottom of the page is also what we just wrote. Dividend divided by divisor equals quotient. Okay, the steps to long division we're going to use is a family approach. So I remember it by the first letter of each step. D, I say dad divides, DD. Okay, dad divides. Mom multiplies, MM. Sister subtracts. Brother brings down. And Rover, our family dog, repeats. Rover can also put the remainder. Okay, so he either repeats or puts the remainder. And we'll find out some of our problems will have remainder. They'll have leftovers that don't fit, just like our last lesson showed us. Okay, these are the steps we're going to use. So these are the steps I want you to have available to you as we're doing the long division problems. Okay, I'm going to just fold it over and set it next to my book so I can refer back as I'm working. Okay, now let's look in here at example 1. It says Eli donates his toys to 5 different charities. He has a total 75 toys to donate. Eli donates the same number of toys to each charity. So how many toys does each charity receive? It says let T, that's our missing number, our unknown, represent the number of toys each charity receives. So T is our missing amount. We are going to divide our total, our big number, the dividend, 75, divided by 5. To find out how many toys each charity will receive. Now, step 1 here, if we have 75 divided by 5, it says divide the tens. 7 divided by 5. So 7 divided by 5. You might want your multiplication chart too. For this problem, the only multiples we're going to use are our 5's multiples because that's our divisor, okay? So we're going to use our multiples of 5 and say how many 5's fit into a 7 or can go to fit into a 7. Well, if I look, I can't go to the 10, I have to stay at the 5, and that's only one group of 5. So if 7 divided by 5 is 1, I put that up in my answer. Then we say the second step, so that was Dad dividing. Second step is Mom multiplying. 1 times 5, and I like to put the multiplication symbol there to remember whatever's in my quotient I have to multiply by the divisor. 1 times 5 is 5. Then sister subtracts. 7 take away 5 is 2. Brother brings down the 5 next door. Then Rover repeats. So we're going to take the 25 back up to the 5 that we started with. So Dad can divide again, right? So we went through all of these steps. Dad, Mom, sister, brother, Rover repeats. That means we go back up to Dad. So when Rover repeats, that means we have to start our process all over again. Okay, so let me just zoom out a little bit. It will be easier for you to see that. Repeat up to Dad again, okay, to divide. So how many 25s fit in, or how many 5s fit into a 25, or 5 times something is 25? Go down your 5s till we get to 25, and it's 5. 5 times 5 is 25, so 25 divided by 5 is 5. Now, Mom multiplies. 5 times 5, we get 25. Sister subtracts 25, take away 25 is 0. Notice there's nothing for brother to bring down, and that means there's no remainder. So 75 divided by 5 is 15, and each charity will receive 15 toys. Okay, let's take a look at the next page. Now, sometimes we will have what's called a remainder, and a remainder is the number or the part left after you divide. We're going to use an R to represent the remainder. So let's add that on here. So we have our quotient, and then we have our R for a remainder, which will follow the quotient in our answer. Okay, not all problems will have a remainder though. Okay, just like this last one. We ended with 0 left over, meaning there was no remainder. But now let's take a look. So the R is the remainder, the leftover amount. So it says Caleb is putting his baseball cards in an album. He has 57 cards and can put 4 cards on each page. How many full pages will Caleb have? Will there be any cards left? So we're going to find 57 divided by 4. Well, let's make sure we're following those steps to long division. Dad divides first. Okay, so Dad divides. I'm running out of space on my screen here. Dad divides, and this time we look at the 5. We look at that first digit in the dividend, 5 divided by 4. Okay, now we're just looking at our multiples of 4 for this problem. Those are the only multiplication facts we need to know. So 5 goes into 4. Well, if I go down my 4s, I can't get to the 8. I need to stay at the 4, and that is 1 time. 5 divided by 4 is 1. Then Mom multiplies. Okay, that's my next step, Mom multiplying. 1 times 4 is 4. Sister subtracts. 5 take away 4 is 1. Okay. Brother brings down the number next door, 7. And then Rover repeats. So he takes the 17 back up to the 4 for Dad to divide. Dad says 17 divided by 4. Now, how many 4s get me down close to a 17 without going over? Well, if I look, I can get to a 12. Ooh, a 16. Ooh, 20 is more. So I got to stop at the 16. And that would be 4 groups of 4. So Dad says, ooh, 4 groups gets me there. Okay, now Mom comes in to multiply. Mom always follows up Dad. 4 times 4 is 16. Sister subtracts 17 take away 16. 7 take away 6 is 1. 1 take away 1 is 0. Notice there's nothing for brother to bring down. Brother has done all the work he can. If brother can't bring anything down, then Rover can't repeat, which means Rover has to put the remainder. So Rover puts our remainder of 1. Okay, so that means there will be 14 full pages of baseball cards and 1 card left over. Okay, now let's look at the next page, but here's where your lined paper comes in handy. Because as 4th graders, when we're dividing, our work can get sloppy. We don't want to be sloppy. Okay, so get a piece of lined paper, and I want you to put the holes to the top. Okay, we're going to flip it to the side, notice, holes to the top. This lined paper is going to come in handy because we're going to put 1 number in each of our rows so that just like when we did multiplication, we can line up our problems for division as well. Okay, so we're going to try 42 divided by 3. And notice how I'm using those lines. My division symbol actually lined up right on the side with that line. And divided by 3. Okay, now 42 divided by 3. I'm going to follow these same steps. Notice my divisor is 3. So all I need to know is my 3's facts for this. Now, if you don't have a multiplication chart handy, what I like to do is just write my multiples of 3 down the side. And that's like skip counting. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. Okay? And that gets me 3 times 1. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 9 is 27. So, let's take a look. Dad divides. Remember, Dad, Mom, sister, brother, Rover. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. Okay? Dad divides 4 divided by 3. Well, how many 3's fit into that 4? I can go 1, but not 2. So Dad says 3 times 1 is as far as I can get. Dad puts the 1 up in the answer. Now we go on to Mom. Mom multiplies. 1 times 3, and Mom always puts her numbers down below our dividend. 1 times 3 is 3. Then sister subtracts. 4 take away 3 is 1. Brother brings down the 2 next to the 1. Rover repeats to take it back to Dad. Dad divides now 12 divided by 3. So how many 3's get us close to 12? 3, 6, 9, 12. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them get me to that 12. Dad puts his 4 up top. Mom multiplies then. 4 times 3 is 12. Sister subtracts. 12 take away 12 is 0. 2 take away 2 is 0. 1 take away 1 is 0. Notice there is nothing for brother to bring down. We have 0 left, which means I don't even have a remainder. 42 divided by 3 is 14. Now, I can double check my answer and see if I got it right. Remember, we related division to multiplication. So, if 42 divided by 3 is 14, I should be able to multiply 14 by 3 and get 42. Let's see. 14 times 3. Well, 4 times 3 is 12. Put my 2, regroup my 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 42. That's my dividend. Notice my quotient was 14. That's what we circled, but I can double check it and get it. Let's try another one. So back in the book, 42 divided by 3, I got 14. Don't write your work in there. We have the work on paper. Let's try another one. Let's try, how about this one? 74 divided by 6. Here we go. 74 divided by 6. So let's see. Now for this one, my divisor is 6, so I need to know my 6's. Let's write them down. Let's skip count by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54. So 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, all the way. Okay, now remember, use those steps again. Dad, mom, sister, brother, Rover. Okay, Dad divides 7 divided by 6. Well, I can't go higher than a 7, so I have to stop at the 6, which is 6 times 1. Dad says, I'm pretty sure it's 1. Mom multiplies. 1 times 6 is 6. Sister subtracts 7, take away 6 is 1. Brother brings down the 4. Rover repeats. 6 into 14, or 14 divided by 6. Now I got to get to the 14. Oop, I can't get to the 18. So I go 1, 2. Dad says, I'm pretty sure I can do 2 of them. Mom multiplies to check. 2 times 6 is 12. Sister subtracts. 14 take away 12. 4 take away 2 is 2. 1 take away 1 is 0. Notice nothing for brother to bring down, so this is a remainder. Rover says remainder of 2. Now, circle our answer, but let's double check it. Let's see if we get what we started with. So now I have my quotient is 12 with some leftovers. The leftovers we'll add on after. Let's take 12 times 6 and see what we get. 2 times 6 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. But that's not what we started with. I forgot I have to add on my remainder of 2. Add 2 on, and 2 plus 2 is 4. 7 plus nothing is 7. Now I have a matching dividend. Okay, so let's see here. I want you, so you could write that answer in if you want for number 7, 12, remainder of 2. What I want you to try today is I want you to try just a couple of these problems on page 173. Okay, I want you to try page 173, numbers 1 and 2. Show your steps for long division. Okay, do it on lined paper. Okay, now on lined paper I want you to do this. So take a blank sheet of lined paper. Okay, write your name at the top. Write page 173, numbers 1 and 2. And I want you to take those problems. The first one is 63 divided by 3. Then the other half of your paper, you're going to write the next one, 96 divided by 7. Remember, 1 digit per line. Okay, do it on the lined paper, show your work, double check with multiplication, and then turn it in.